As John Kennedy once said, no, not that one, the Republican from Louisiana, shutting down the government because they couldn't pass a budget is a masterclass in dumb for Congress, but it doesn't mean we're not going to do it. And I think they're up for the task. I'm Michael Popok. You're on Legal AF at the intersection of law and politics. Let's get to it. Mike Johnson on paper, he says he's the Speaker of the House, but let's be frank. Hakeem Jeffries and the Democrats, they're the speakers of the House because without them, he can't get a darn thing passed. And now they're playing chicken with Donald Trump and Elon Musk, the Republicans, because they got a bipartisan spending bill and funding bill to keep the government open through March the 3rd, already ready to go. And when Donald Trump found out about it, he felt it was too bipartisan. There was too many things that would help the American people, like $100 billion in disaster aid, like, listen to this one, limits on Chinese investment. Who out there doesn't want limits on Chinese investments? Who just invited the premier of China to go to his inauguration? Who's now supporting China not being forced to sell TikTok? Who is it again? Right, Donald Trump. So when he saw all of these things in there for bridges and for people betterment, Donald Trump said, just give me a simple spending bill. And by the way, get rid of the debt ceiling. Who is this guy? I thought Republicans were supposed to be trusted with the economy and fiscal responsibility. Donald Trump just said, get rid of the debt ceiling that Congress had imposed on budgets in order to ensure that they don't incur more than they need to in debt. But Donald Trump incurred trillions of dollars of additional debt when he was president the first time. And you see, he's going to spend his way to mediocrity or worse. And he wants Congress to be complicit in it. Get rid of the debt ceiling. It would be the best thing that ever happened. To whom? Talk about instant gratification, short-term gain. You know what the economy is going to look like and our future is going to look like if Donald Trump spends like a drunken sailor? Apologies to sailors out there, when he's in there for the next 4 years, which apparently he's willing to do. I thought the Department of Government Efficiency, run by Elon Musk, I thought its purpose was to somehow install some sort of business sense or fiscal responsibility into how the government runs its affairs. I didn't realize that it was just another scam to have oligarchs that are in the administration line their pockets further and to benefit the billionaires. I didn't realize that was it. I mean, the financial markets are in turmoil right now, not just here. I mean, it's gyrating wildly. Not because of the Federal Reserve per se, but because the Federal Reserve and its chairman, Jerome Powell, is responding to Donald Trump's incoming economic fiscal policy and lack of restraint. That's what the Federal Reserve does. Federal Reserve's not convinced that inflation is completely under control. So it's going to continue to do rate cuts. That's because Donald Trump keeps manipulating and twisting the dials that will lead to more inflation. Like, get rid of the debt ceiling. See, banks and bond companies, those that rate our treasury bonds and things, they look at who's in charge and if they're fiscally responsible. And they will downgrade the value of our bonds, our U.S. bonds and treasury notes, because if they see children who are, as John Kennedy, Louisiana said, masterclass in dumb, they're just about to do it. Now, Mike Johnson's in a bind of his own making. Because within the MAGA, he looks like in about 30 days, less, in about 2 weeks, he's going to have maybe a 4-3, could be 2-seat lead. But within the Republican majority, it's not monolithic. There are a lot of fiscal hawks who don't want to get rid of the debt ceiling, who want to be fiscally responsible, who are not MAGA. Now, Donald Trump threatens them too, right? Because he threatens everybody. This is going to be an administration by threat. He threatened them. He said, well, you're going to get a primary challenge if you don't go along with my get rid of the debt ceiling thing. All right, well, we see where he's at. So what does it all mean? It means if they don't get another funding package approved, and they need the Democrats in order to do that, given the slim majority here and the Republicans who are going to peel away from MAGA, then at 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, we are busted and out of money. 12:01 a.m., we're busted and out of money. And I don't just mean, that you can't go to your local federal government office and find anybody there. I mean, it will have a worldwide catastrophic impact. We've shut down before for a day or two, but it impacts how the world sees our economy, whether they want to invest in our economy, the value of the dollar, the value of our treasury bonds and notes. It's all affected by whether the world sees us as proper fiscally responsible stewards for our own economy or not. And right now, it doesn't look that way. So I'm going to continue to report on Mike Johnson will probably get his head lopped off here. I mean, it's going to be very hard for any Speaker of the House to remain with Donald Trump, who effectively wants to be the Speaker of the House. I mean, you had people who were interviewed about this issue right now in real time who said something like, well, I don't think the debt ceiling, this is Republicans, I don't think the debt ceiling should be removed. But if Donald Trump's mentioning it, we better take a hard look at it. Right, because Donald Trump will, unleash the dogs, release the hounds to chase these people, get them primary opponents. Because, Donald Trump's goal here is to do maximum damage over the next 4 years. Because he's only got 4 years. I know he threatens longer, but really he's not going to get longer. And so he probably has less than that. He probably has 2.5 years to do maximum damage. Now a bull in a china shop for 2.5 years can do a lot of damage. But that's why we have to rein him in, given the laws, the lawsuits, and the use of our state powers, and state attorney generals will continue to follow all that right here on Legal AF on the Midas Touch Network. You're on the Legal AF YouTube channel. Take a minute, hit that blue subscribe button. Help us continue to grow this pro-democracy channel. Independent, completely independent without outside investors. Nobody tells me what to say. I don't even know what I'm going to say sometimes as I sit at the intersection of law and politics. So until my next report, I'm Michael Popok. In collaboration with the Midas Touch Network, we just launched the Legal AF YouTube channel. Help us build this pro-democracy channel where I'll be curating the top stories at the intersection of law and politics. Go to YouTube now and free subscribe at Legal AF MTN. That's at Legal AF MTN.